Reviewing today's ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel Cale Brown, commander of 2nd Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment. Accompanying him is Master Sergeant Audie Burton, Command Sergeant Major, 2nd Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment. At this time, the reviewing officer troops the line, performing the final inspection, passing these soldiers into their next phase of training. Trooping the line originated over 3 centuries ago when King Charles II came back from exile in 1600 to claim the throne of England. A crack cavalry regiment, formerly with Oliver Cromwell, decided to offer its allegiance to the king. Outriders from the royal party met the cavalry regiment on a desolate stretch of highway in the countryside and reported back to the king. With some justifiable suspicion, King Charles went forward on foot with a lone attendant and passed slowly along the ranks of troops, scrutinizing each man's face for signs of treachery. Convinced of the sincerity of the offer, King Charles accepted the allegiance of the commander. The 46th Infantry was constituted in May 1917 as a part of the general mobilization for World War I. The 46th was assigned to the 9th Division just at the end of the war. The unit was inactivated in November 1921. The 46th was reconstituted at Fort Knox as the 46th Armored Infantry, 5th Armored Division in 1943. The regiment consisted of 3 battalions, the 46th, 15th, and 47th Armored Infantry Battalions. The 46th Infantry participated in the Normandy invasion, the liberation of France, and reached the vaunted Siegfried Line in September 1944. The 5th Armored Division liberated the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg and also had the distinction of being the first American unit to reach German soil. All 3 battalions of the 46th fought in a 3-month bloody campaign of the Hurtgen Forest. These were the most difficult and trying conditions of the European theater. Casualties were extremely high, and in December 1944, the 46th Armored Infantry Battalion lost half its effective strength in a single day while taking the stubbornly defended hill. 3 men, including the battalion commander, won the Distinguished Service Cross that day. The sacrifices made in the Hurtgen Forest are symbolized by 2 pine trees colored red found in the Union crest. Upon completion of the war in Europe, the 46th Infantry returned to the States and was deactivated in October 1945. The regiment was activated and deactivated several times in the intervening years. In May 1967, the 46th Infantry deployed for Vietnam. 2 battalions of the 46th, 1st and 5th, served honorably, rotating between the 23rd Infantry Division, Americal, 198th Infantry Brigade, and the 196th Infantry Brigade. The battalions have credit for 12 campaigns stretching from October 1967 to June 1972. On 13 May 1968, Major Gunningham Company Alpha 1st Battalion 46th Infantry was awarded the Medal of Honor. The 46th was inactivated again in August 1984 and reactivated on 30 January 1987 at Fort Knox, Kentucky. The battalion conducted basic combat training at Fort Knox until it cased its colors on 1 October 2010 in preparation for its transition to Fort Benning, Georgia. We now train the nation's youth at Fort Benning, Georgia, preparing them for the day when, like the professionals before them, they will defend our freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
He only wanted to think
The soldiers graduating today come from many parts of the United States. The flags of the 50 states displayed here today symbolize the broad base of our national defense. The leaders most responsible for training your soldiers are the drill sergeants. The Department of the Army carefully selects each drill sergeant from the top 10% of all staff sergeants and sergeants first class. Reciting the drill sergeant creed today is Drill Sergeant Patrick Fanning from Houston, Texas.
The drill sergeant creed. I am a drill sergeant. I will assist each individual in their efforts to become a highly motivated, well-disciplined, physically and mentally fit soldier, capable of defeating any enemy on today's modern battlefield. I will instill pride in all I train, pride in self, in the Army, and in country. I will insist that each soldier needs to maintain the Army standard military bearing and courtesy consistent with the highest traditions of the U.S. Army. I will lead by example, never requiring a soldier to attempt any task I would not do myself. But first, last, and always, I am an American soldier, sworn to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. I am a drill sergeant. This will defend.
At this time, the reviewing party will present the awards. The drill sergeant of the cycle is being recognized for his exemplary performance throughout the cycle. He will be awarded the Army Achievement Medal, a certificate from the Chattahoochee Valley Fort Benning chapter of the Association of the United States Army, and a Drill Sergeant of the Cycle trophy. Receiving the award for Drill Sergeant of the Cycle for Bravo Company 2nd Battalion 46th Infantry Regiment is Drill Sergeant Patrick Fanning from Houston, Texas. There is one soldier of the cycle selected for his accomplishments and recognition as the best all-around soldier in the company. For this achievement, the soldier will be awarded the Army Achievement Medal and a certificate from the Chattahoochee Valley Fort Benning chapter of the Association of the United States Army. Receiving the award for Soldier of the Cycle for Bravo Company 2nd Battalion 46th Infantry Regiment is Private First Class Ryan Smith from Boone, North Carolina. His next duty assignment will be Fort St. Houston, Texas. The soldiers will not be able to complete their training without the dedicated support of the hardworking civilians of Fort Benning. The civilian of the cycle will receive a Civilian Achievement Medal and a certificate from the Chattahoochee Valley Fort Benning chapter of the Association of the United States Army. Receiving the award for Bravo Company 2nd Battalion 46th Infantry Regiment is Jeremy Moorhead from Fayetteville, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a round of applause for this outstanding award.